the purpose of recording the session is some of our fellow associate will miss this session, so that they can take a look in the later on. I'm recording this session. Okay, Nafisa Babi, so the selected line, so if you
This line exactly we are saying the workbook where we have written save as and showing the path in the quotation.
very good, very good. Okay, so this block, you know that this block will be executed if your file that you are working with, if this file doesn't exist, right? So let
Yes.
me align the code properly so that it is easy to understand. Now,
Yes.
so this block again, there is a not condition here. If this file doesn't exist, then we are adding a workbook, and then we are selecting a worksheet where we want to write our data, and then we are adding 3 rows of data, and then we are saving it by this name, and it will be saved in your F drive under Excel folder. Now, if the file doesn't exist, what will it do? Can you give me an explanation?
If the file doesn't exist,
Actually, if the file exists, so else block will be executed if there is already a file located over there. Then only this block will be executed, the else block, right?
yes.
Okay, give me an explanation of what you mean by these lines under else block.
File exists, so if the file exists, then the exit file will open. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna override if it is existing.
Right, so it is going to open the existing file, and we are opening it by this line, right?
Yes.
And can you see, in order to open the file, you need to have an Excel application object created. So this is the Excel
Yes.
application object that we are using to open that file, and this Excel object we have created in the beginning of the session here.
Yes.
Yes, hello. Yes, people, if you need to talk something, please keep your microphone mute so that we can continue our session. Now, the else block is going to be executed when the file already exists. Now, when the file already exists, then we are doing the else block. In the else block, we are going to open the existing file. Now, in order to open the existing file, we need an Excel object, and this Excel object actually we have created in the beginning of the right? And Nafisa, could you tell me one thing? Why do you need to use this object, this file system object? Why do you need that?
The file system
Mhm.
object.
That this I'm specifically looking for an answer from you. Why did you use that file system object here?
File system object, when I was not doing, I wasn't able to run it. So when I was checking your script, obviously you have the file system object, and it just helped me to run very quickly.
Right. I totally understand you need it, but on the class we have clearly mentioned why we need file system object. So could you remember?
Variable?
File system object not really for variable, but file system
No,
object.
not variable.
File system object we need to check if a file is exist or not. To check the existability of a file in your hard drive, you need file system object. right? So that means in order to check if a file exists or not, you need this file system object. How we are using it? Can you see this file system object? We are using this file system object here. This obs fso dot file exist file path. So we are checking if this file path exists. This file path means actually if this file exists. What is that file? This file. If this file exists, right? So the file system object you need in order to check if a file exists in your file system. File system means your hard drive, okay? So why is file system object? Why do we use file system object in our script? Can anyone give me a
No,
clear?
I have a one question because
Mhm.
like it's like the scripting, writing, and then talking, and then I edit. But the thing is, my question: if it is a hard drive, then why not? We are not doing the C. We are not mentioning it hard drive in C.
Oh, okay.
Why we are not mentioning
See,
particular path?
hold on. So you can check it in any drive. You can check it in C drive, you can check it in F drive, you can check it in D drive, whatever drive you have. So if your file is in C drive, then you can mention C drive. Our file is in your shared drive. We have created a shared drive with our base machine, and that is where we are checking if the file exists or not.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, who
We
joined?
have to.
Hello? Hello?
In the other scripts also, whenever we are writing, we have to add this summary, right?
Yes.
The file system object is mandatory, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, who joined? Okay, so the file system object again is we use file system object to check if a file exists or not in our file system. Now file system means is our hard drive. Hard drive is C drive, E drive, F drive, whatever drive you has, those are the file system. Now let me show you. Let's say this is my computer in the base machine. Okay, now can you see this is my base system. I'm trying to show you how many drive, what is my file system. Okay, so can you see I have C D. Okay, that means in my file system I have C D. It is in the hard drive. Okay, now can you see this one DVD drive, read write drive? So this DVD drive, again if you have something in it, this is also file system. But the difference between C D and this E, C D is your storage device that is inside your laptop, but this DVD drive is a external drive that you insert in your DVD. So everything is file system here, right? So if you take a look, let's go to my file system in my virtual computer. Okay, can you see I have this C drive? This C drive is in my hard drive, and then can you see this E drive? This E drive is again shared from my base machine. So both of these are my file system, and this E drive, both of them is in my hard drive. This is actually we are sharing this one from our base machine. Okay, now let me go back to your homework. Hello, who joined? Hello, who joined?
This is Hassan.
Hey Hassan bhai, thank you for joining. Okay, so now this if else block, in the else block we are adding some data. If the file exists, we are doing the same thing whatever we did in the if block, we are adding the data in the else block too. But let's take a look your second homework. Now there is a function here, generate timestamp. Could you
I have
give
a question here.
Mhm.
Function, does it make the function library and put that function over there, that's how you want it, or you want it on the same script?
Actually, if you put it in the same script, it will work. But I wanted this function should be in the function library. But if you put it in your script itself, it will work. Okay. But could you give me a little bit explanation of the function library? Actually, this generate timestamp. How does this function work? What it is doing actually?
It's going when it's not, okay, so if the function is becoming something except, okay. Now the function generate is,
Okay, hold on. Let me go to your example 2. Then you will be able to you will need to give me an explanation of the function, because in example 2 we have used that function actually. Now from here, actually, let me make you presenter from your screen. Is it opened in your screen?
yes,
Okay, let me make you presenter. Is it okay, or you want to explain it from here? Okay, so I'm going to make you presenter now. Did you get the request?
oh yes,
Okay, now the second example, could you please explain the second example from your computer?
from my computer, right?
Yes.
From my, okay, now I got it. Somewhere.
Actually, if you is your virtual computer open?
Yes. Okay, so this is my first one. Okay, so in after here is we are doing it and then it's saving it, and after that we do edit, and we are doing function generate time. This is we are entering.
Do one thing. Do one thing. Go to your second example. Okay, this is your homework 2. So start from the beginning.
This is we are creating the object,
Mm-hmm.
right? Application.
Mhm.
And second one, as you say, like is we are doing the what is this the object
File system object. Okay.
locating the location, right?
Yeah.
We have to do it.
Okay.
Okay, and then file path, obviously this is where my path is,
Mm-hmm.
and then if it is true, the file exists, then we are opening the workbook first, because there is 2 layers when you open up the Excel. So first workbook,
Nafisa Babi, if the file doesn't exist, so first, if the file doesn't exist, then we are adding a workbook. We have already opened an Excel object.
If the file doesn't exist, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
File doesn't exist, then we are opening the workbook,
Mhm.
and then we are pulling the worksheet,
Mm-hmm.
and we are working on sheet number 1, where we are adding the 3 rows and 3 columns here, and if we are writing the student name, age, and the timestamp.
Now, could you now timestamp equal to generate timestamp? How it is working? Could you give me a little bit explanation?
Time,
So when you are calling generate timestamp, where it is going?
this can start generating. It's pulling from the automatic line, isn't it? Right?
No. When you are calling generate timestamp, it is actually going to the function library. Inside your function library, there is a function called generate timestamp, right? Can you now go to the function generate timestamp?
Here.
Okay. So in the generate timestamp, what we are doing?
We are doing year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds.
Okay. So these all are
And
for the current,
when
right?
we are mentioning, yes, when we are also, like giving all this information, like if it is a month 10, and then, like the month is less than 10, then we have to add 0. And if it is more than 10, it's not working like that. So, and then also with the seconds, also we are adding 0 because the 0 doesn't count in this world.
So when the zero is not coming, could you tell me when the zero is not coming?
In default, the 0 doesn't come because it comes when we are typing. It's going, it's printing, attaching, and then printing next to each other. No gap, nothing. So that's the reason you don't understand what the number is. It's all together. If you don't put 0, you cannot separate that.
Right. Actually, this is not a. I want a little bit more explanation. Remember that day I said when your month is 9, then normally when month is 9, we write it 09, right?
Yes.
So when you are getting month now, it is actually returning 9, but we need 09. So when the month is less than 10, then we are adding a 0 with the 9 so that it becomes 09, right?
Yes. Also during printing, it's all numbers together.
Yeah. Yeah, then as
Yeah.
so while printing all number coming together, that's why we did add the hyphens in between the numbers, right?
Yes.
Where did we add that hyphens? Could you go to that line, navigate to that line?
We just did the month here. Also, because I wrote this and I didn't have hyphen somewhere by. I don't think so.
Yeah, you have added. If you take a look
I
this.
followed this your script. Obviously, I printed and I was
Now take a look this line. Take a look this line. Can you see this line? Can you see in
Oh
here?
yes. In between.
Right. So hold on. Let me tell you one thing. Everyone, what about your homework? Is your homework done? How many of you have done your homework? Can anyone let me know? Can anyone speak out that I did my homework?
I did my first video.
So who is speaking?
Hasina
Sina Babi, you did the first homework, okay?
First one, but this one is আমাকে একটু complicated মনে হচ্ছে just because I do not have to watch 2-3 times. Maybe somewhere আমার আরো দেখতে হবে. That's the reason.
Okay, so what do you do? Okay, who else did the homework? Can someone else, like some other people, speak out that I did my homework?
I also did my homework.
Rafiq, is this Rafiq bhai?
Gee,
Okay, so how many of the homework you finished? 1 or 2?
one. I didn't do the last one.
You did the last one?
I did not do the last one.
Okay, so you did the first one.
That's correct.
Will you be able to explain your homework?
It wants to, I can show you, but it did not execute right because my file path was not correct.
So you need to correct your file path, because we have spent a good portion of our last class time in order to fix your file path. If you cannot fix it, if you cannot figure out what will be the file path, you need to figure it out by watching the videos, because it is very important you figure out that issue, and in the next class you come with a solution. Okay, who else did the homework?
Thank you.
Sure. Who else did the homework? Okay. Okay, so everyone, please notice that on our Sunday session, the first thing I will be checking, I will be looking a clear explanation from everyone. A clear explanation of these two examples, how it is working, including the timestamp, how we are generating the timestamp, why are we using the file system object, why are we using Excel object, right? Excel.application object. So I want you to go through, I want you to debug these two codes. You're supposed to finish this homework by today, but it seems like many of you didn't finish it yet. So the first thing I will be looking into in our Sunday's class, I will be checking your understanding on these two examples. Okay, and then from there I will be moving forward. Nafsa Babi, I know you did it, but you need to understand each and everything from these two examples.
Definitely.
So you hold on, your understanding will be clear once you are debugging line by line, once you are debugging and watching your local variables, right? You know how to watch local variables, right?
Yes.
So once you execute line by line, once you debug it through line by line and watch your local variables, then you will understand this problem. And you know, if you want to understand, you will have to debug it. So for everyone, please debug it, watch your local variables, and then clear your understanding on these two examples, and then from there
And also, Tanmara, some of the script I wrote blindly, like looping and all blindly. Some of them I see, but this one obviously I printed.
Okay.
Your thing, whatever you had printed, I read line by line, and I tried to make it not making mistake while I'm writing as much as possible so that I can mark. So finally I was able to run, but definitely I will give you more on Sunday.
Sure, but you know, you typed it and it is running. This is an achievement, but I know that when you are typing, when you are following something, it takes a lot of attention and it takes time. So you did it, you take your time. So I want you to spend a little bit more time, and I want everyone, please clear your understanding and come with a clear concept in our Sunday's class, so that you know these concepts, you have a clear understanding on this. Okay, does anyone have any questions so far?
Yes. Do you want me to run both of them? You wanna see?
No, I will be seeing it in the Sunday's class, so not at this point. You don't need to run it. Okay, what is the question?
I have sent you the video thing also.
Okay, all right. I will see your video, and then in the Sunday's class I will be looking into your work. Okay, what was the question, please?
Question is I will use save as when the file is new, and I will not use save as when the file is existing, right?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. And then the scripting, why we write the scripting that file system object?
So scripting is okay. Scripting.file system object, as we already explained, you need this to check if a file exists or not in your hard drive or in your file system.
Oh, I know that. I just the word of scripting, not the whole thing. Scripting, what means in this area? I mean,
actually scripting.file system object. This is scripting.file system object is an object. Okay, by this. Yeah, this is a code. This code comes with BB scripting, and we didn't write it. It comes with BB scripting. Just know that you can use this file system object to check any file if it is exist or not in your file system.
Okay, Okay, the another thing is all these codes
Mhm.
are, it's not possible right all the time. So where we can find all this code is existing in JavaScript, or can we copy and paste it?
Yeah, you can like I already uploaded the code in my website. I showed you that day in the class. You can, if you want to get it from there, you can copy it from there, but you copy it first time so that you can debug, and next time you will have to type it by your hand. You can watch it from somewhere, and then you will have to type it. Otherwise, if you do not type it, unless you are typing not typing it, if you don't type it, your understanding will not be clear.
Yeah, that's
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things, like obviously, like while writing scripting, obviously I try to remember that's the way I have to write. Now, let's say this here, when I was doing, if int hour is less than 10, then, add 0. Minute, less than 10, these are the things blindly you can do. When I was writing this generate timestamp, here, I just, I just copied and did it. So this is like the end sign. The way you used, I used exactly the same way, the quotation and and. Would you please tell me add a little bit more about this end sign, like how I can write blindly, how I can calculate and write it blindly, where should I put and what should I think in that way
Okay.
while I was writing.
Okay, got it. So remember, the and sign, that is ampersand sign is used to add to string. Okay, so when you are adding to string, or see, you have int year, inside int year you have 2016, right?
Yes.
And then you want to,
Previously, I was using this and then, like the variable.
Mhm.
But here, and at the end, and sign beginning, and then closing, and the quotation.
okay. So this one, can you stop sharing? Let me stop my computer so that I can show you actually what it is doing.
What I have to do?
Just, you don't need to do anything. Let me just take over. Let me take over the session.
And also, do you want us to write down the explanation while we are writing this script, especially for this one, like what we are doing? Like, you want us to make the note?
Note.
What?
I didn't get it. Could you
No.
repeat the question?
For this scripting,
Mhm.
do you want us to write down the note, line, which function? You want us to add the note on top of that function?
See, what I want your understanding. Okay, if you think,
Okay.
if you add some comments that will help you understand it, you can go ahead and add the comment. But my goal is that you understand this.
Okay, I do have a question. Whenever you have a chance, just let me.
Go ahead. What is your question?
The question is the first video, which is like the 25-minute video. I did understand first 7 to 8 minutes, which I did the homework, and then the second one, which I saved in the notepad, and first I saved the notepad and tried to run it, the second video, but I couldn't run it. So can you just take a look and tell me what should I do?
Go ahead. Let me. Could you share your screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Let me. Nafisa Babi, I will come back to your question, like to give you a little bit more
Okay.
explanation. But let me quickly have a look the Ripa Babi's problem. Yeah. Now I can see.
Okay, that's the first video I did. Whatever I want, I did it. Just I type it, I can copy it. But
Is it working?
no, so this one I type it. It's not the whole video. Just past 7 minutes, which whatever I understood, my understanding. Yes, it's running.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the second one, I copied from your code.
code, which and I save it in the notepad,
Uh-huh.
and I try to run it, but there is no I can copy that. I mean, I can copy it, but I cannot paste it.
Oh, okay. For the second one, where are you trying to paste it? The second one.
This is the second one.
Okay, the second one. Did you save the second one in your base machine or in your virtual machine?
No, yeah, I didn't save anywhere. I didn't save it. All I did just copy it and I keep it in my notepad.
Okay,
Do I have
okay.
to- I don't even know. Do I have to save it or not?
Okay, you don't need to save it. You don't need to save it. Do one thing. Do one thing. Create a new test.
Yeah, I did. I have it. Let me show you.
Okay.
Like right here. Copy code. Copy code. That's why I couldn't name the copy code. So, but I couldn't see it.
Now you will not be able to bring it. Can you see your notepad is in your base machine?
Oh, I got you. So notepad has to be the. I got it. Okay.
Notepad has to be in your virtual machine.
In the virtual.
Yeah.
Notepad.
So what
I was
you can do, you can open my website in your virtual machine, and then you can copy it and paste it in the action.
Okay. I'll do it. No problem.
So
But
any other question?
I have no. So far, the first video I didn't understand that much. To be honest with you, I mean it was a little bit of hard. That's why I wanted to copy your code and run it just to see how it is look. Whatever I can, I tried. I did it, but the rest of it I couldn't do it.
Okay. So what I will want, you have tomorrow is tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and Saturday. So within this time, you practice it. If you cannot understand it, I can give a little bit time on this topic on Sunday, but I will not be able to give a whole lot because I have some other topics to cover. But what I will be looking from you.
It's my opinion. Just somehow I was stuck with I missed your class before and I covered it with the last class. It was absolutely fine. But this time, I don't know. Somehow my brain is not working. I believe.
Okay.
I tried.
Do one thing. Do one thing. What you do, you go through the video, you copy the code here, debug it, try to understand it. If you cannot understand it, no worries. I will spend a little bit more time on Sunday. But remember, if I spend more time on Sunday, our target is to finish the course by another couple of
I
months.
understand. No, I'm not asking you, but I'm just trying to tell you. Even though I believe other people, everybody wants to submit their homework. We just somehow it just stuck. I don't know why I couldn't overcome with it. So just to let you know.
Okay,
So
so
obviously I'll try.
yeah,
Obviously I'll try.
in this situation, what I will suggest everyone, the time that we have before our Sunday's class, you try to go through. Remember, if you are stepping through these two example, you will have some issue. Then if you know, okay, that is where I am not understanding, you can send me an email, or we can give a little bit time on Sunday, and then we can explain this situation again. It will take half an hour for me to explain these two example again in Sunday, but it will be more clear to you once you are debugging through, and once you are trying to understand what we are doing. Then if I explain you again on Sunday, then you will be able to clearly understand if you have any question. But if you understand, that is fine, that is totally fine. If you don't understand, that is totally fine too, but I want you to give you more effort, so that once you are going through again and again, and then if I explain it again on Sunday, then it will be more understandable to you. Okay.
This time I was just totally lost with this. It's like it's my fault. I tried, but I couldn't overcome with it. I couldn't fix my problem. Sometimes I was lost. I don't know how to add the value. I do understand your exactly the Excel sheet and all the column also, but I just cannot add it all the thing. I don't know why, and I couldn't even take my pad one. But okay, I'll take a look as much as I can, and just look for Sunday.
At this point, at this point, if you have any specific question, I can answer your question. That okay, that is where I was not able to add. If you have a situation like that, I can give you answer.
No, as much I don't have because I have to run that code. I couldn't run that code.
Okay, no problem. Then do one thing. Run it, and if you have any issue, anytime let me know. I will try to find some time, and if I cannot find time, I will be discussing it in the Sunday.
What I did, when I wrote it, obviously the printout copy I had your code copy. I checked line by line, and I made sure that I'm not making any mistake with the quotation and dots because that's what we do. Officer, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask you one question? Just make my understanding better. Like what you did, you do the printout with side by side. You keep your printout and you copy it, or how do you do? So I can. No, I printed and I typed it because otherwise you just typed it like blindly, or you just typed it how? No, I can type it too. Blindly. Like all right, 10 greater is less than 10 add 0. These are blindly I know. The path I knew blindly. But some of the thing is like I did without understanding, like the last time I did it. Yeah. That one I did like exactly the way, not making mistake. And some of the thing I did like that generate timestamp. Obviously, this is like I have to have it over there. That's what I did. Otherwise, I'm making math. And also like Excel sheet cell parentheses and the row number, column number. And I was having difficulties because I'm so used to A1, A2, B1, B3. So here is like numbers. So I was making like little math, but I did it like blindly. Dot, value, equal, quotation, and you put the things you want to. So it was very much like some of the things blindly, some of the things I really paid attention on the script that I had.
Okay, all right. So thanks for the effort, both of you, Nafisa Babi and Ripa Babi. But what I want, you put more effort. It's very good that you are trying, but I'm sure that if you put a little bit more effort, you will make much progress. So thank you at this point. Does anyone else has any question?
Whenever with the Excel sheet, this timestamp, obviously for every single row and line, we have to use it, no matter what, right? That's how it is. The timestamp, equals generate timestamp. This one repeatedly we used in the script.
This timestamp we have used for a specific purpose, like the data that we are writing in that file. We wanted to show like what is the time that we have written that row. So there are different use of timestamp in VB scripting and testing, but I'm just giving an example. Let's say I was writing some data into Excel and I want to keep a timestamp when I have written those data. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me give you a little bit more explanation on this timestamp function. Okay. Now this timestamp function is this one, right? Actually I have, yeah, let me copy the whole lot, and then the question that you have asked me, I'll give you the answer of this question. Now let me open a new test, okay, and let me give the name as understand timestamp. Now as it is from the name, we can see that understand timestamp means it is a stamp of time. That means let's say today is 09/07/2016 and the time is 10:49 or 10:49:45 seconds. So if you add everything 09-07/2016, this is the whole thing is called timestamp. Okay, So timestamp, we have used this function. Let's say this is the function. So this is the function. So this is the function where we are generating the timestamp. Okay. Now this timestamp, you can see this is a function that we have written for our use. Now in order to generate the timestamp, you will have to call this function from your action. Okay. So what I am doing, I am calling this function here. Okay. Now the question was what is the use of this ampersand or AND operator, and why are we using this dash and this double quotation? Okay. So okay, let me give you a specific example. Okay, let me give you a specific example why we are using ampersand and those double quotation. Okay, so let's say variable first name equal to, let's say the name is Mark. First name is Mark. Okay, so we know that the name should be in the double quotation. Is anyone asking question?
Yeah, the spelling first name.
Oh, first name. Okay, yes, thank you. First name Mark. Okay, and then let's say last name Mark, what is called? Mark David. Okay, that's fine. Last name Mark David. Okay, first name is Mark, last name is David. Now let's say full name. Okay, so full name, if you add full name equal to first name ampersand last name. Okay, so we are adding two names together, and then let's print full name. Okay, now let me execute this code from the beginning. Okay, now if you take a look at your local variables, can you see our first name is Mark, last name is David, and full name is Mark David. Now if I print this full name, is there anything wrong with this full name?
Yeah, there is no space.
There is no space, so this is a problem, right? So together it is becoming one name. So if in order to make it a proper name, we will show you how we can use this ampersand operator. Now if you go to your output, can you see this is the name that you are getting from your so this is the name that you are getting from your output, right? Now what is wrong with this name? This name doesn't have any space. What is wrong? This name doesn't have a space. Okay, now when we are adding these two names, let's say we need to add a space between first name and last name. Okay, now what does it mean? It means actually in between the first name and last name you will have to give a space. So in order to give a space, you cannot give a space like that, it will not work. Okay, so to give space, you will have to make another string for space. So let's say space. Okay, now see, this is a space. Okay, so this Mark is a string and this David is a string. Okay, and in between these two string, so Mark is a string and then David is a string, and in between you will have to put another string, that is space, right? In between these two names you will have to put another string. What is that another string? Space. Okay, so that another string, see, So what is a space? This is a space, is that correct?
Yes.
So this is a space string. Now I am copying this space string and then I am putting it in between these two strings, right? Now how many string I have? Mark is a string, and then space is a string, and then David is a string. How many string I have? 3. Mark is a string, and then space is a string, and then David is a string. In order to add these 3 strings together, first I am adding mark and the space. So this is the mark, this is the space, and this is mark. In between these two strings I will have to use an ampersand, and this space is a string, and then this David is another string. In between this I will have to add another ampersand. Now can you see I have this one a string and this one a string. So these two string I am adding by ampersand, and then I have David, and this one I am adding these two with another ampersand. So how will I do that? First I will add another ampersand. So I have my last name and first name, and in the middle I need to give another space, so it will be this one. And now can you see I have added first name with the space and then last name with the whole one. Is it clear why we are using this this ampersand? Now let me execute this code here. So if I execute this code, can you see, if you go to our local variables, now first name is Mark, last name is David. Now if I add these two names, can you see there is a space now in between, right? Now let's say you do not want to give any space. Instead of space you want to give a hyphen in between first name and last name. Okay, now if you do that, you will see it will be adding you name, it will be adding you two name with a hyphen. Okay, now if you go to, can you see it is adding these two name with hyphen? Okay, so at this point I am looking for question from you. What is the question?
This is where this is Africa. This is where my confusion was, and then I was just writing the way you wrote, exactly the way it was. So here, obviously, I was like, do I have to do it like that way? Now I understood. We have to make a quotation, and whatever we want to add here, we're gonna do it over there, space or hyphen or colon, anything, right?
Yeah.
Tamara, isn't it our variable class? You taught us like concatenation plus and then space. We can do that way, or I mean, we have to do this way.
See, this concatenation, when you are adding string, I will ask you to add concatenation instead of plus. Okay? Ripa Bhabi, did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, so now if I ask you to generate something like this, let's say, so gents, could you ask some question too? Ladies are asking questions, so what about you? You guys are understanding everything? Okay, that means you guys are understanding everything. I'm taking the yes. Okay, now let's see, I'm going to do something here. Instead of first name and last name, I'm going to do something else. Okay, I'm going to comment out this bit. Okay, let me comment out the whole lot, and then let me come here. Okay, now int year and int month, int day. Okay, now let's say today's date. Normally how do we write date? Just as an example, we write date as 09, and then how? 09 07 2016. That is how we write date, right? Okay, now this is the month, right? So this is where we are storing month. Int month is holding our month, okay, month, and then this is our day, okay. So I will put an ampersand here, day, and this is where we have our year. So I will put another ampersand here and put a date, year. Now if I print it, print today's date, can anyone tell me how it will print our date?
It's gonna be together with the number 09072016.
Okay,
Together, no space, nothing.
will it add 0?
No,
It will not add, no, in Excel it's not gonna add 0.
Now
You're going to put the space in it and quotation on it.
Now take a look here. If you take a look at your local variables, can you see your year? When I execute line number 7, it is storing our year in int year, and then it is storing the month, right? It is storing the month. Remember, when you are calling this function, it will only return, if it is less than 10, it will only return that number, it will not add 0. So in order to add 0, you will have to put an if condition, right? If it is less than 10, and add a 0. So but for now, don't worry about this 0, but we know that month is coming 9, and then if you say day, can you see day is coming 7? Now we know that today is 9/7/2016. When you add this month, day and year, it will be 9/7/2016. Now can you see when we add them 9/7/2016, but does it looks like a date? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like a date. So what we will have to do, can anyone tell me, in order to make it date, what we will have to do?
After that, int month and sign, we have to put a quotation, backslash, quotation close, again, int day, after that, quotation, backslash, quotation close.
Okay, hold on. So this is a string or number, whatever. This is a string. So in between these two, I will have to put something else. What is that? In between these two.
Quotation and backslash.
So in between these two, see, this one and this one. In between these two, if you want to add something, you will have to put 2 ampersand, because
Two and sign, yes.
yeah. And then in the middle, you will have to put this one, right?
Yes.
And you do the same thing for this one, right?
Yes.
Now if you execute it, right? Now if you execute it, if you go to your local variable, can you see 9/7/2016? It is, although we do not have the 0, but at least it looks like this date, right?
So right, we can avoid doing this if condition. We can do this and I can make it shorter. The script writing will be short then.
I didn't get it, Nafisa. Could you repeat?
Like if we use these, like these vectors in quotation, if we separate them, the date and month, if we separate them like that, then we don't have to like concern about this 0, adding 0 and doing the if condition.
Okay. So
Why we do this condition? Because we want to add a 0 if if it is a smaller number, so that we can understand.
see,
It is
this
0907.
is hold on. This is totally up to you. So the reason I am using multiple things, so that to make you familiar with the how to check something, and how to to make you familiar. This is not like, see, this is not like this is This is a form that you will have to fill up in that way so that you can submit it to some immigration. So this is whatever we are doing here just for our learning. Okay, so I'm checking
Yeah, I totally understand. I'm just saying, like in like if we can make it shorter. Like if we use this, like we can do that in some time.
yeah, you can definitely you can do that, but for our understanding, to understand, I'm trying to bring more things here so that you can understand it. I can make it shorter like this, but I'm trying to give you more things so that you can understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I was just giving an example why we need to use this now probably it will be more clear for you if you take a look at line number 43. Okay, now we have int and then we are putting a hyphen, then we are 2016 and then 09 and then we are putting 07. So now it will be more clear to you, right?
Yes, thank you. Yes, because I totally didn't get it, and I was just doing it. Okay, let me write it, not making anything. Like make sure the quotations are there.
I was wondering, just like you add 0 because I believe from 10, like if because it's up to 10, that's why you have to add 0. In 11 and 12, you don't have to add 0. But now I understand without if statement, if I state, I still I can able to do it. Okay, that's it is clear.
All right, so any other question, guys? Any other question?
Are you going to give us homework?
I'll give you homework. I'll give you actually. What do you think? I should give you a homework, right?
You have
I
to
am
make
not
us
me.
to change name
I'm
and
already
then,
behind.
like write down the same thing again.
Okay,
Give
so
us some homework. See how we are doing.
yeah. So what I'll do, this one again. Your task will be understanding these examples clearly, and also I'll give you a simple homework. It will not be very hard. I'll give you a simple homework. Try to understand that. Try to complete that. Okay. Actually, that homework will be from the website. So I'll give you. I'll create the business scenario. I'll send it, and then you do it. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot promise you I'm able to do the homework, to be honest, because I want to fix my problem I had before, because I'm a little bit behind. I just want to fix it, and then, I mean, if I have a chance, I'll do it.
All right, no problem. But before I finish this session today, let me open another example that I have created for you. Just before the class I created 2 examples today, but I will not be able to explain both of these. What I am going to do, I'm going to explain one simple example before I wrap up this session. Now remember that day we have a actually, see, are you familiar with these 3 functions? Closure of
All open. Yes.
Yes.
Application
Yes.
browser. Yes.
Yeah,
Verify
it
the
was your function.
website logo. No. The verify the website logo. No, that one not considered.
yeah, you are familiar. We did it in the class.
Oh, the logo. The where
Yeah, the link.
website.
Yeah, the link one.
Okay,
Okay. I got it.
our goal will be, we will read our functions from the Excel. Okay, whatever function we got in the Excel, those are the functions, those will be executed. Now if you have 10 functions here, your script will be executing 10 functions. If you have 3 functions here, it will be executing 3 functions. If you have 100 functions here, it will be executing 100 functions. I mean, you will take the steps from here, from the Excel, and then you will be calling this function to open your application, to close your browser, to verify something in the website.
I didn't. Can you tell me one more time? I didn't understand.
Okay, no problem. Let me do one thing. Here, how many steps do I have? Let's say I have these 3 steps, right? Now,
Right.
if you go to, actually,
No, I was just wondering why should I bring it from the web page to Excel and then bring it? That was the question.
oh, the question is, see, these functions, these 3 functions, if you want to execute these 3 functions, how will you do that? Normally, so far you have learned how to do that, okay? But let me open this example. Okay, in this one, let's say inside this function library you have close open browser, open application, browser, right? So if you want to use this function, how do you do that? You call the functions here, right?
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So if you execute, let's say if you execute these 3 lines, what it will do for you, it will close the browser and then it will open the browser and then it will verify something from the website, right?
Right.
Okay, so these 3 function, if you put it here, these 3 functions are working because we have these 3 functions inside the function library, right? Right?
Right.
Okay, now these 3 function, instead of putting this 3 function here, what I want, I do not want to mention this 3 function. I want to do, I will be reading this Excel file and I'm not sure how many functions will be there. It could be 3, it could be 10, it could be 20, and if I have 20 functions, I will not mention the function names here. Instead, I will write my code and then it will be bringing this function and it will be executing. Did you understand our goal now? So,
Kind of. Not the. I mean.
okay, hold
not
on.
all the way.
Instead of, see, if you call this function from here, you saw that it is working, right? So let's say now we have a web page opened. So if I call this function from here, see, it is closing the browser and then it is opening the browser and checking something. So this function we have written in the function library and it is working for us, right? So all these functions that we have executed now, can you see all these 3 functions, those we have executed now, these 3 functions, they are located inside my function library, right? And we are just calling this function from here. So instead of calling this function from here, I will have all of my function in the Excel. Okay, in the Excel I will have my functions and then I will call this function from here and it will be executing in the website. Okay, let's say after that you have some other function, verify text, okay, and then you have some other function, verify link. So whatever functions you have here, you will be reading this function from here and then you will be executing it from there. So the reason we have learned for loop, the reason we are learning the use of Excel, one of the reason was to use Excel and for loop to read things from Excel and execute it in the website. One of the goal was that. Okay, so that part I will be leaving this part for our Sunday's class because it is already 11:15. So this part I will be, actually I will be supplying you the video before the class. These examples I'm going to prepare the whole example and then I'm going to supply. Remember, whatever you need to learn from the existing 2 videos, you need to learn it by Friday, probably Friday night or in the Saturday morning. Sometimes you will receive another 2 video for our Sunday's class. Okay, you need to review that 2 video and then you need to come to the class on Sunday. So I am giving you time up till Friday to review our previous class material, and then you will receive some more video for our Sunday's class, and then we will be moving forward from there.
Okay, you're asking about the homework. You give us a scenario. What does it mean, scenario?
No, I'm not. See, I'm not giving you this homework. I'll give you a simple homework, but I will send it to you later on by email. So that will be a simple homework. It will not related to anything regarding Excel, or it will be just writing a function library and writing some functions to do something in the website.
Oh, okay. Probably I didn't take those classes. Okay, I will just watch the video then.
Yeah, please. Now, now at this point, we are about to wrap up our session today here. Is our goal clear? What we are going to do next couple of days, and what we are going to do during Saturday, and what will be your goal for our Sunday's class? Is it clear?
Yes.
Are we all clear about our goal?
Yes.
Okay. How many people? Let me do a roll call. How many people we have? Nafisa Babi replied, Ripa Babi, are we clear about our goal?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a little bit behind, so I want to learn that 2 video which I'm already behind, which I supposed to. I'm stuck. So if I can overcome with it, then I can do it. If I don't, then I cannot promise it.
Okay, no problem. What about Samida?
Yeah, hopefully I can get one. Yeah, because this week I'm very tired. That's why.
Okay. So someone is leaving the session so that they don't need to answer question. Okay. Okay, guys, if you do not want to answer question, do not leave. Okay. So what about our Rafiq bhai?
Are we still here?
Yeah. So are we clear about our goal?
We are, but don't think that I'll be an expert. I'll do my best.
That's what I want to listen. Okay. Sounds good. What about Chumki Babi?
I'm 100% clear.
Okay. Thank you. What about Hassan bhai?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I had a little problem with this, but today I'm fully clear.
Okay, so you missed our last Sunday's class. So the videos are in our website and also in our YouTube channel. So the latest 2 or 3 videos, please go through. And if you have any question,
Yeah, I watched all.
okay. And were you able to install Microsoft Excel in your virtual machine?
The virtual machine.
Yeah. Watch.
I will try.
Okay, let me show you one thing. If you go to our qaquestions.org, this video probably you missed this video. If you go to qaquestions.org and then if you come to UFT tutorials, can you see how to install Office in virtual operating system?
Yep.
First you will have to complete that video, and then you will have 2 other video. Let me show you where the videos are. So if you go to our channel, the links are already.
Can I go?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah. So if you go to our channel here, can you see these? First you will be watching this video how to install Microsoft Office in your virtual operating system. First you will be watching this, and then we have writing data into Excel using HP UFT, and then you will be going for this one, reading and writing data in Excel using UFT. So these 3 video you will have to watch, and you will have to explain me in the class on Sunday. Okay.
Okay.
All right, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining. If you have any problem, let me know. Otherwise, we will be meeting in the class on Sunday.
Okay, see you then.
Thank you, Salma. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you.
Bye.